morning, folks. Welcome back to Threes In. I got to thinking about what I was going to tell you here before I turned the recorder on, and it kind of cracked me up. Anyway, that's just my nature. Bobo here at Threes In. So at the airlines, I flew with all sorts of folks, and by and large, just great people. But a couple of them really stand out. I'll let you make judgment on this guy yourself. He shows up when I'm on the DC-9. I'm captain on DC-9. He walks on board one day, and new guy. He walks in the cockpit, pleasant guy, introduces himself. I can't remember his name, but I do remember a lot of his behavior, and that's what I'm going to share with you. So he comes up in the cockpit and introduces himself and does a walk around, and we do our normal pre-flight and start, taxi, and take off, and so forth. Get up, level off, and I look over him and say, I said, how long you been here at the airlines? He said, a couple months. And I said, what do you think of it so far? He says, well, it's interesting. So we talk a little bit more, and I asked him what his background was. And he came from a regional aircraft that flew turboprops. He'd never flown a jet before he got to Northwest. And it was all kind of fascinating to him. But the thing that sticks out about this guy, he was from the very deep South. And he had this habit, and I think it was a habit more than anything else, of saying, what now? What now? So I'd tell him something or ask him something, what now? And I didn't think too much about it at first, what now? But after a while, what now? Good Lord, what now? I said, why don't you listen up? But I didn't want to say that. So anyway, day 2 comes, day 3 comes. What now? Anything I'd say to him. You know, we even waiting for the bus, the van to go to the hotel. You got everything with it? What now? Oh, good Lord, give me some rest here. So anyway, it was just, everything was, what now? I don't know, I just, even saying this kind of cracks me up. So this one day we're taxiing out, and this flight attendant came up into the cockpit. Now this was before 9/11. We could taxi with the cockpit door open because it was so blasted hot up there. So she comes up in the cockpit and she says to me, we've got something in the back, an odor of some kind or another. She says, I can't identify it, but I think it's something we need to think about. So I looked over at what now, and I said, I'm going to pull off, find a place here to pull off and stop. Would you mind going back and checking it out? He said, what now? I said, would you mind going back and check that out? He said, well, I don't smell too good. And I said, well, I know that. I said, but would you mind going back and see what's going on back there? He didn't get it. But anyway, God bless him. So he went back. It turned out it wasn't anything of any consequence, so we were able to strap in and take off, and so be it. I later heard, about 3 or 4 months later, that he resigned from the company, that he was just too overwhelmed with it all. And he went back to the regionals, and that's okay. So years later now, around 2016, 2017, we buy this RV. And this RV is a starter RV. It's 16 foot. What was that? I'll think of it here in a minute. But it was just a basic RV to get into to see if you liked the life of RVs. And I'd never owned an RV before, but how hard can it be? So I get this thing, and we take off to Florida and Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. Should have gone to the golf course, but anyway. So we're driving along. Every now and then I get these anomalies that pop up with the damn thing, and one thing after another eventually. And I get so frustrated. At one point, the bunk above the driver's seat just dropped, scared the bejesus out of me. I was looking for a foxhole to jump into it after it came down. And another time we got to a RV park in Florida, and we were heading down to Key West. I went to put the slide in, and it jammed up. And I said, oh, Jesus, what now? And I thought about, oh, what now? So I just renamed that RV the What Now, because every time I turned the ignition key, I could hear this guy, what now? And that's about the way it is. So that guy will live on in infamy, and he'll be famous, infamy, with me and RVs and the What Now. By the way, we did get rid of the What Now, and bless the poor soul that ended up with it. But be that as it may, that's what it was. So with that, this is Bobo Bass Gear. Stop.